Today in the news, Valve is readying a new kind of Steam machine, AMD's pads are showing, and some epic stacking. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. Let's get started with Valve. The company has a pretty rocky history when it comes to PC hardware. It started 5 years ago in 2016 when they had the Steam machine. Now, as is, this was more of a category of hardware rather than a Steam-only made machine. Companies like Zotac, Alienware, and even Cyberpower PCs all had their versions. Steam did have a small fleet of their own that came with a wild number of different configs. You could have anything from an Intel i3 in there to a GTX Titan, and yes, it flopped hard. But at least from this, the Steam controller did live on. It did get discontinued though about a year later, so I guess it's also a flop. Then they had the Steam Link, a great little box that allows you to stream your PC games from Steam to a different display. It also got discontinued though, but this one was kind of successful and also pretty useful. At least this one lives on as a software feature in Steam. The only success that the company seemed to have in terms of hardware was in VR, with the collaboration with HTC for the HTC Vive and the latest Valve Index, although the Oculus Quest 2 is definitely putting a dent on that market. All of this brings us to the news where apparently Valve is in the works to make a Nintendo Switch style portable codenamed the Steam Pal. This codename was found in the Steam's software code and is of course an all-in-one device with a touchscreen and controls attached to it, according to Ars Technica at least. Gaben himself has apparently teased this new console a few weeks back while at a panel in New Zealand. We don't know what kind of hardware this thing could come equipped with, but to me, there's going to be some serious compromises to image quality and such done for the sake of it being portable, which is why it's likely that they will have a list of compatible games for it. This list has apparently been in the code for some time now and was going by a string of code that said Neptune optimized games. Neptune apparently being the old codename for the Steam Pal. I really wonder what kind of hardware we're looking at here. Is it NVIDIA's next-gen Tegra, or is it an AMD APU? In any case, it's going to have to be pretty powerful to satisfy PC gamers. What do you guys think? Do you have any faith in a portable from Steam? Have you bought some of their products before? Let me know down below. Next up, we got AMD. Remember on the last video, we talked about AMD's upcoming AM5 platform? Well, we got some extra news. Not only is AMD switching to an LGA socket, specifically LGA 1718, but here is what it would look like. This mock-up comes from the same source, which also provided the details for AM5, so I'm assuming that they had schematics to prove their preview. There is something I noticed though, and that is the separation on the pads right here. Does that remind you of anything? That's right, Threadripper and Epic. I'm not sure if it has any meaning, but it's something that I noticed. With rumors that Zen 4 would include a massive core count upgrade, I thought that maybe this is like a mini Threadripper. What do you guys think? Also, in AMD, their upcoming generations of Epic CPUs are going to be a lot different. Just as they teased previously on a slide, the future of Epic relies on their X3D technology, which aims at placing and stacking multiple chips in 2.5 and 3D. This stacking technology will apparently start with a generation called Milan X. AMD would focus more on bandwidth rather than the core count. It would feature a Genesis I/O die. It's unclear what will be stacked just yet, but with AMD's latest focus on memory, we could either see HBM memory as an in-between the CPU and the system memory, or even L4 cache that would live on chiplets and that could be stacked. In either case, it looks like CPU architecture is going to take a huge turn in the next couple of years. Then in Microsoft news, it looks like Windows 11 is near. Now, obviously, it's not actually Windows 11 since Microsoft did make it clear that Windows 10 is here to stay, but the next major update for the operating system would apparently be a huge one. Microsoft's CEO during their build keynote yesterday specifically talked about huge updates on the creator/store side of Windows 10. This also comes after news of a major UI redesign that has been teased in the last couple of months. As for the timetable, we don't have one, but Nadella did say that we would see it, quote, very soon. I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, Windows 10 has looked the same for a really long time. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the catch-up. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video right here, to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
You keep on falling, always stalling, Yeah, no one's riding, but I've been riding.